Teofimo Lopez and his father were completely and utterly embarrassed by Shakur Stevenson. Now, leading up to the fight, they did a lot of things, they said a lot of things which were distasteful, and it is only right that they get the karma they deserve. Look, it is great to be braggadocious, it is great to be exciting, it is great to have a lot of energy. This is boxing, it happens. But when things get into disrespectful territory, that is when it is not a sport anymore. That is when it goes beyond boxing. And look, I'm going to flip my screen and show you guys this clip of Teofimo Lopez apologizing for some of the things he said during the fight build-up. Let's have a listen.
Coming in here every time, gotta put respect to it. To all my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Always salute to the power that it be above. I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened mentally.
This fight didn't go your way.
Look, it's rather unfortunate, right? It's a shame because boxing has the knack of being one of the greatest sports in the world. At the same time, boxing, can bring people to a place where they say and do things that are distasteful and really unbecoming of a champion, right? Saying things about race and saying things that are distasteful is just unacceptable. And I'm not going to go into details about the things that Teofimo Lopez said, and he has apologized for it, right? Things he said about race and slavery. It's just not the place for it to be present in boxing. Boxing is not the place for that. In boxing, we have black fighters, we have white fighters, we have Latino fighters. If anything, boxing is probably the most diverse sports that there is, right? All the way back in the days of Jack Johnson, Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, Henry Cooper. We've had some incredible, amazing boxers over the years who have come from different backgrounds, different races. So to get into a place where it is used as a weapon or as a way to get into your fighter's or your opponent's head is when it becomes a disgrace. And Teofimo Lopez and his father have both been humbled, right? They've been taught a lesson. They've been showed that the only way to win a fight is having the skills and having the ability to get in there and perform at the highest level. When you're fighting a guy like Shakur Stevenson, right, who is tremendously talented, incredible footwork, amazing jab, incredible boxing brain, knows how to control the distance, saying racial things or saying things to hurt them is only going to motivate them. And that's exactly what we saw in that fight, right? Teofimo Lopez motivated Shakur Stevenson for him to put up a masterful performance. And that's exactly what we saw. An incredibly, precision of a performance from Shakur Stevenson is one that cannot be, disputed. It was clear that Shakur Stevenson is a better fighter than Teofimo Lopez. Anything that happened before the fight, right? The insults, the taunting, the racial, comments and things that Teofimo Lopez said was unacceptable. And I feel like him and his father have been humbled. Him and his father, the karma that they deserved have reached them. And it is only right that people are clowning them for the way they behave themselves. Now, I saw Terence Crawford had a few things to say about Teofimo Lopez and his father after the fight, during the press, during the conversation and the interview in the ring during the fight, and Crawford was taunting and was also teasing, right, Teofimo Lopez and his father the way they did before the fight. And look, it's fair game because this is how I look at it. If you're gonna, show certain behavior during the build-up, I feel like you should keep the same energy after the fight. Yes, he's gonna apologize, but some things you can't just apologize for. When you intentionally say things racially or abuse someone in a certain way, then you can't just apologize for it and for that to go away. So I don't think Terence Crawford was wrong for taunting and saying things about Teofimo Lopez and his father, which they did during the press conference and during the fight build up, which was unacceptable to them. So look, for me, it is a well deserved sort of win for Shakur Stevenson. He goes on to the next challenge in his career. For Teofimo Lopez, he has to rebuild. He has to look at his behavior. He has to have a conversation with his father. Maybe certain things that they shouldn't be getting involved. Maybe they should stay a little bit humble during the fight week. And maybe things about racial or bringing someone's race into a fight build up to sell the fight. Maybe that is not the right thing to do. And these guys, they need to learn from it, and they need to go away from that, because the whole world of boxing now is looking at them thinking you deserve exactly what you got, and that is getting beaten up, getting dominated, right? Shakur made him look like a novice. It looked like Teofimo Lopez has never stepped in a ring before. That's how Shakur Stevenson made Teofimo Lopez look like in that ring. He was short of ideas. He had no understanding of how to get past Shakur Stevenson's jab. His father said in an interview after the fight that Teofimo Lopez did not listen to his instructions. And that's strange to me. Like, he did not listen to his father's instructions in his corner, and he went out there, tried to do something that was never going to beat someone like Shakur Stevenson. So look, Teofimo Lopez and his father, they displayed a despicable behavior before the fight, and they should hold the L. They should hold the L for the way they behaved. And he can go back to the drawing board and work on his boxing skills and work on his defense and work on his offense. But he was outgunned, he was outsmarted, he was outpunched, he was outworked. He was just totally and utterly annihilated by the better boxer in Shakur Stevenson. And I hope as time goes on that Teofimo Lopez can bring it in himself to give Shakur Stevenson the respect he deserves, because let's be honest, he was just totally annihilated in that ring. Shakur Stevenson took every and anything away from him, right? He took his jab away, he took his right hand away, he was falling short, he was trying to go to the body, which he got some success. And I talked about this in my post-fight reaction where, Teofimo had success. I think it's round 9, if I'm not mistaken, where he went to the body, he had success, but he could not capitalize on that, because what makes fighters great, or elite, is when they can adjust in a fight where, things were not going your way. And Shakur Stevenson was able to adjust and change the way he did things. So Teofimo Lopez was not able to get to the body and do the damage he did in round 9. And that's exactly what happened in that fight. So look, congratulations to Shakur Stevenson, and for Teofimo Lopez and his father. Disgraceful behavior, just despicable, and a behavior that is unbecoming of a champion in boxing. And I hope they don't do that again. And I hope that, they're respectful to other people's race and things like that. Look, I want you guys to get in the comment section and let me know what you think about Teofimo Lopez apologizing for the things he did before the fight. What do you make of it? How do you feel about it? Get in the comment section and let me know.